there, cool cats and kittens. Just kidding. If you could tear yourself away from Tiger King for a few minutes, I just wanted to show you a fun recipe to make for lunch today. So I know that we're here at home and we're looking for maybe some new recipes to make with leftovers. Last night I made stuffed peppers for our family. So I have leftover ground beef here in my little batter bowl. Great that it has the lid. I can just throw it in the fridge for leftovers. So I want to show you how to make a cheeseburger salad today. If you ever cook too many hamburgers for your family and you have leftover hamburgers, you can break them up and use them with the leftover ground beef. But for me, I just didn't want to freeze it, so I thought we've got to come up with another way to use it. So let's make a cheeseburger salad. I'm going to start off by cutting up a head of romaine, just taking the end of it off and shredding it. And I am using one of my all-time favorite knives. This is the Lady's 5-inch Santoku knife. Whoops, there goes some lettuce onto the floor. We'll save that for the dog. No, we don't have a dog, but that's okay. I'm gonna throw the lettuce into my bowl that we're gonna serve with. And then we're gonna combine all of the other ingredients together. So we have our ground beef. We're gonna add some chopped pickle, some chopped onion, a little mustard and ketchup, and tomato and cheese, and that'll be it. If you like bacon in your cheeseburger salad, go ahead and put that in. If you want mayo, if you want celery, if you want anything else, you go ahead and add that in. So our 1/4 pound of cooked ground beef, I'm gonna add some ketchup. So if you're like me, and sometimes you forget to get ketchup when you're grocery shopping. It's been on my list almost every time I go to the grocery store and I keep forgetting it. And I'm only grocery shopping once a week, like a good Canadian staying home. But if you read the ingredients on the back of your ketchup bottle, it is tomato paste, sugar, vinegar. So I had a little tiny bit of ketchup left in the bottle. But you know what? I had tomato paste and I had a packet of sweetener and I had some vinegar, threw it in the bottle, shook it all up, and now I have enough to make our recipe. We needed a 1/4 cup. So we're just using the little measure all cup to throw that in there. We need a tablespoon of prepared mustard, and that's going into our batter bowl. Give that a little stir. And let's add some chopped pickle and chopped onion. So I love these little 1-cup prep bowls. You can get ingredients ready ahead of time and put them in the bowl, pop them into the fridge with the lid on it if you have leftovers. Next, let's use Arnold. I love to call this the Arnold Schwarzenegger of kitchen tools because you pump it up. Every time you push that plunger, the blade turns 1/8 of a turn. So you don't have to do anything. You center your ingredients underneath it and hit it hard enough to hear it hit the cutting board. The more you chop, the finer it gets. There's our chopped pickle. This makes fast work out of everything you want to chop. I want to do a little bit of onion. And I like, if I'm making a salad, I can just line up all the ingredients on a cutting board and move my chopper around the cutting board. There's our chopped onion. So we're going to add those ingredients to the batter bowl. Move these. And then we're going to give that a little mix. Lots of color in there. And there isn't any dressing. This is your dressing for your salad. It's got the mustard and the ketchup already in it. So for tomatoes, I want you to know the soggiest part of the tomato are the seeds. So when you're making a salad, I'm using this little core and more tool to take the end off of the plum tomato. That way I'm not slicing it and losing 1/4 of the tomato. And I'm using one of our color-coded tomato knives. Cut your tomato into pieces like this and then scoop out the seeds. And that way, whatever you're making is not going to get soggy. Roma tomatoes have a lot less seeds than a regular tomato, so there's not a whole lot to lose here. And then you get all of the meat of the tomato. Take our tomato knife. Anytime you are cutting anything that is firm on the outside and juicy on the inside, you want to use a serrated blade. They're great because they don't need sharpening like a straight edge blade would. So they're great for lemons and limes and melons, tomatoes, and of course bread, especially so many of us are making homemade bread all of a sudden. You want to use a serrated blade to cut your bread. It's crispy on the outside but soft, hopefully, on the inside. So some of the tomatoes will go into the hamburger mixture. Stir that up, and we're going to save a little bit of it to throw on top to make it look pretty. So here's our pretty salad bowl. Add our mixture on top. And next, we're going to add the cheese. So here's our microplane cheese grater. I'm just going to move some things out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. And it's punched stainless steel, so it's super sharp. And just know that if your hand gets too close to it, you will put a fingernail or a knuckle into the recipe. But it does such a fantastic job. You can hold it up like this, or you can bend the handle and have it like an easel and have it sit there, but I like to hold it like this. You can put it right across the top of a bowl as well and grate right into the bowl. I'm grating on one of our little cutting mats. These are fantastic because they're so thin and light and easy to store. They protect your countertop, and you can slice on them, chop on them, dice on them, everything. So there is our cheese. Pick up our mat, take it to our recipe. So it probably says to use a little less cheese, but I think it's okay. We want to add all the cheese. My daughter is my camera woman today. Say hi, Hannah.
Hi.
So she's helping me. Hannah, do you know what kind of cheese isn't yours?
Isn't mine?
Yeah.
Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese. You got it. We're going to garnish it with a little bit of tomato on top. And I made croutons on my bar pan using some leftover little hamburger buns. We had some slider buns. So I will grab my bar pan. There's our croutons. I just popped them into the oven at 350 for 10 minutes. So if you like croutons, this is a great way to use up stale hamburger buns. And we're just gonna sprinkle those on top of our salad. If you don't want to use buns for a garnish, then that's okay. So as you can see, fast and easy, use your leftover hamburger, make a great cheeseburger salad for your salad today for lunch. Thanks so much for watching. Keep on.